What up YouTube, it's Morgan here, and today we are doing some very different. We are reacting to a theory video. It is called the Pixar Blooper Theory. This is by Alex Bale. Someone recommended this to me, and I promised that I would react to it because I used to react to a whole bunch of theory videos from MatPat. Yep, I miss MatPat. So this is interesting. I don't know what I'm getting into, but we're just gonna see. Grab your popcorn, grab your snacks. I got a little drink for myself because we're in for a heck of a ride. So without no further ado, let's get straight into it. Dang, my chair be squeaky. Get to it.
This is the Pixar Theory.
The Pixar Theory.
The Pixar Theory.
Pixar.
What is the Pixar Theory?
The Pixar Theory.
The Pixar Theory.
Pixar Theory. Pixar Theory.
By far, the most
Oh, I gotta.
popular fan theory of all time in any media is the Pixar Theory.
But
The
what
idea
is that?
Every Pixar movie exists in the same cinematic universe, and all the hidden Easter eggs referencing other Pixar movies are actually carefully crafted hints that can be used to explain how all of these very different movies exist in one universe. It was created by John Negroni and has since been restated and added on to by hundreds of different people across the internet. And for good reason. I think the Pixar Theory is such a fun and clever way to think about these movies, and the amount of connections they were able to find is really impressive. But I also think the Pixar Theory is fundamentally flawed. The theory heavily relies on the logic behind Easter eggs in Pixar movies to construct its narrative. I'm not really gonna explain the theory in this video, but stuff like the reoccurring By and Large logo being proof of machines taking over, or the fact that the witch from Brave somehow has a Sully carving being proof that she's actually Boo from the future. I'm not saying you can't use Easter eggs in a fan theory. I use them all the time. They are very useful in theory.
I didn't know that.
If you're gonna claim
I didn't even see that
as evidence in your theory, then how do you explain Boo having a
with
Nemo toy in Monsters Inc?
I remember that.
All of these Bugs Life toys in Toy Story 2, or all of the other many references to other Pixar movies. You can't just say, oh, those are just fun Easter eggs referencing other movies. They don't count. If you're also saying, this Easter egg, now this one is actually proof of time travel and these movies being connected. Either they're all intricately placed hints about the lore, or they're all just references that don't matter. You can't have it both ways. And if we're being honest, 99% of Pixar Easter eggs are just references that can't be explained by any in-universe reason. And look, I'm not trying to ruin anyone's fun here. I know most people already know this and still choose to enjoy the Pixar Theory just because it's a fun way to think about these movies, even if there isn't actually any hard
That is
evidence.
interesting.
That's at least how I enjoy it. But what if I told you there was another way to connect these movies? A way that doesn't just rely on tiny background Easter eggs, an alternative way to look at this theory, based on actual, concrete, indisputable evidence of these characters existing in the same universe. Evidence that I have never seen even mentioned in another Pixar theory. That must sound too good to be true, right? There have been hundreds of different theories trying to connect these movies over the years. How could there possibly be anything else to say? Well, what if I told you we've all been looking in the wrong place? This is Alex Bale's Pixar Metaverse Theory. I'm calling it Alex Bale's Theory, by the way, so that if all these other Pixar theory channels start covering it, they gotta give me credit, okay? This is my theory. Hey, before we start the video, I just want to say I'm back to making theories. This is not a part of the Don't Feed the Muse ARG. That series is over, and I am done making SpongeBob theories. But I do have one last special
on a
thing
stream,
planned for you SpongeBob theory fans. I'll talk about
Kai
it a little more
recommended
at
me
the end.
watching
Let's
one of that.
finally
That's how I got
begin
into
the
this.
Pixar Metaverse Theory.
What the heck? All right, hit me.
When Pixar was first starting out, they used to include these little bonus segments during the
I
end
remember
credits of their
that.
movies.
Marker. And
That's what
action.
made it like so
Are you
like.
saying I'm stupid.
Marker.
That's what made it so much more funny.
Should that just be part of the movie now?
These were bloopers where they would re-show scenes from the movie, but the characters would suddenly forget their lines or mess up and break character.
Go get him, Mr. Solomon! You idiot! It's Sullivan, not Solomon! What? You're messing up the scene! Sorry! Never gonna work in Hollywood again!
Does this mean we can break for lunch?
What? What's so funny? Woody!
It's something you'd expect from a live-action movie with real actors, but these are obviously animated movies.
Yeah, that
with
was
fake computer-generated characters.
that was
and
just
environments.
weird
Meaning
to
the
me,
creators went
kind
out
of.
of their way to make these fake bloopers just to make the movies feel more real. They even sometimes show the crew filming them. Now, obviously, these are not canon. They're just funny gags where we get to pretend like the characters are real actors on a real set. It's something that other animated movies have also done.
1527, take one.
That's as close as I can get right now.
Wait,
I'm on a seafood diet. I see seafood? Never mind.
But if that's the
I
case,
never
if
knew
this is just a
that.
random throwaway
What?
gag for the credits and not something we should actually think about, then why did the creators go out of their way to make the crew filming A Bug's Life also bugs?
Actually, it wasn't even my idea.
It's a weird detail to include for such a quick little nothing gag, right? But this detail has some very interesting implications for this weird little meta alternate universe where all the characters are just actors who know they're filming a movie. Like, this has to mean that in this universe, these actors are actually real talking bugs, right? Like, I first assumed maybe the implication was that they were just like humans in bug costumes, but there's no way the crew would also be in costumes too. So this means that they must all be real talking bugs. We are looking at a universe where talking bugs are making movies about talking bugs with tiny cameras and tiny film equipment.
That's weird.
And they're not alone. The Monsters Inc. bloopers also feature monsters on the crew filming the movie. And while we don't fully see the crew in the Toy Story bloopers, and they seem to have human hands, they're the same size as the toys. And in one
they look
shot,
like
if you look closely, we can
That's
see enough of the arm
weird.
to reveal it as the exact same weird.
Oh,
baby
this is
elbow
weird
that
now.
Woody does.
Oh my
Meaning
god.
they are all
Okay. Alright, you got me. This is weird now. I was like, okay, but yeah, now this is weird now. Yeah. This is weird.
Actually toys. All of these fictional in-universe movies are being filmed by the actual talking sentient creatures from their respective movies, meaning talking bugs, toys, and monsters all actually exist in these weird meta blooper universes. Okay, that's pretty interesting, but why does any of this really matter? At the end of the day, these are still just little bonus segments that exist in their own separate continuities. It's not actually canon to the real Pixar universe that we care about. And that's true, but unlike the Pixar universe, these bloopers actually feature, for the very first time ever, concrete connections between these films.
You're trying to get it.
You know, I can't believe you talked him into making.
Hey, how was that?
Woody shows up as a crew member on A Bug's Life. The bugs show up in Toy Story 2, and Rex shows up in the Monsters Inc. bloopers. And these are not just little background references.
What?
These are indisputable crossovers where the characters interact with each other. So no, this is not a theory about how the story in the Pixar movies connects. This is a theory about how the Pixar Metaverse, the fictional universe where all of these stories are just movies filmed by live-action actors, connects together. And believe me, there is so much more here than you would ever realize. Before we continue, I just want to say that this theory does not replace or disprove the Pixar theory or any other theories about these movies. Just because they acknowledge in the lore that these are just fictional movies doesn't mean you can't still theorize about the fictional movie plots. Also, as I'm recording this, I did just find out that another YouTuber, The Theorizer, did kind of briefly mention the bloopers in his video, and his Pixar theories do get pretty meta, but as you're about to see, my theory goes in a very different direction. And
Yeah, there's
as far
some
as I'm
theories
aware,
that just
no
go
one's ever actually
like
talked about the literal crossovers
just
in these
crazy
bloopers. But
like
you know what,
that. It's
still,
not
go
even
check out his video.
interesting.
He's got some fun stuff.
It's just
Go ahead
like
and
bro's
compare it
just
to mine. And check
talking out
out
of
any
his
Pixar
butthole.
theory I show in this video. I think they're all really cool and definitely worth a watch. Also, now that we're getting meta, we're doing kind of a television theory. I just want to clarify that when I talk about Pixar Studios from now on, I'm referring to the fictional in-universe Pixar Studios that is implied to exist in this metaverse. I am not trying to make any claims about the real-life Disney Pixar Studios. I am strictly theorizing about fictional lore here. Please do not sue me, Mr. Mouse. Let's continue.
Yeah, don't mess with the mouse.
So from now on,
hold up, I could
connected.
Wait. What did I say? What did I say? I can't believe I just completely the Pixar bet. Oh, okay, bro, I'm tweaking. Sorry.
So from now on, I will be referring to this connected behind-the-scenes cinematic universe as.
Don't tell me
the
Cars
Pixar
is gonna be
Metaverse, a term I'm
intertwined with
blatantly
this, bro.
stealing from Quentin Reviews. We now know for a fact that the world of the Pixar Metaverse has actual talking toys, bugs, and monsters that all coexist and make movies together about talking toys, bugs, and monsters. Unfortunately, only these 3 movies had these bloopers, so we don't really get a ton of information about how this Metaverse world works. It seems like the main difference between the Metaverse and the world of the Pixar movies is that humans are most likely aware of all of these talking creatures' existence. We don't see any humans in these bloopers, but the fact that humans are also acting in these movies seems to imply that they're working together. One of the monsters even says they're working in Hollywood.
You're messing up the scene. Sorry. We're never gonna work in Hollywood again.
So yeah, humans and talking toys and bugs and monsters all peacefully coexist in this world. And even though we never see it.
Dude, if this actually happened in real life, like, I would feel bad for them, because you already know humans would not accept that. Humans would not accept, bro. Oh my god, I always had that, like, what happens if, like, my stuffed animals would come alive? I always had that fear. Just sometimes I'm just like, what happens if they're actually alive? It's like kind of like that. Like, I would freak out. Like, how? Like, now I want to know. I want to know now.
I think there's a good chance
I want to know. I don't know what I want to know, but I want to know.
And maybe even superheroes all exist in the same world, and everyone knows about it, and it's not a big deal. There would be some exceptions, like the films that depict.
I was about to say Cars. Like,
even if the
what do you mean accept that?
In this metaverse, I don't see why there can't also be talking cars and robots and even straight up magical creatures just walking the streets. You know,
this would be a crazy world to live in.
Toys exist. I feel like they all could exist in the same world at the same time.
That's a crazy world to live in.
That's where I was gonna end the Pixar.
Every day would be awesome.
It's not the most complicated, in-depth idea. It kind of just explains itself once you think about it. But hey, I'm not complaining. You know, easy theory means easy video. I got no problem with that.
Why'd you sound like Morty?
But then, right when I was about to record this video, I felt a little itch in the back of my head. The same itch you get when you look at bad mocap animation or an unlicensed knockoff of a popular character. The kind of itch that tells you there's something off here. That behind the laughter and the kooky hijinks is something profoundly wrong. So I rewatched the bloopers over and over again. For weeks, I couldn't sleep without thinking about these damn bloopers. And then one day, I finally realized what it was that was bothering me so much. It was this one single clip from the Bugs Life bloopers.
Uh-oh.
Marker.
He ate a bug?
I think I swallowed a bug.
Wait a second. How if he's a...
If he's a bug...
But he's a bug... What? In this same clip, they remind us that these are not just people wearing bug costumes. The crew.
No. Hold on. Before he said that, he swallowed a bug. If that's a bug, then what are these guys? Aren't they bugs? No. Okay. I'm tweaking. That is weird though. Explain.
Looks like bugs. But then how did he swallow a tiny bug? Are these things not actually bugs? And if so, what are they? And look at their reaction.
I think I swallowed a bug.
They're not horrified like he just consumed an equal member of their society.
Yeah, I was about to
the way
say,
you and me
like,
would laugh if we swallowed a fly. And it's
this
not like
cannibalism.
flies are tiny in this world either. They're the same size as the ladybug. It's an extremely weird contradiction, but I soon realized it was far from the only one.
Marker.
Woo! I don't remember eating that.
I can't believe this. That's the 5th time. That guy in.
No way.
I had that bean burrito for lunch.
I had that bean burrito for lunch.
He can't eat. You're a toy.
Don't eat. Toys have never eaten in any of these movies. The closest we get is maybe Bullseye licking cheese dust off a finger, but that's just tasting. They don't have internal organs. They can't actually consume food.
Oh,
this
dang.
would seem to imply that the actors are not toys. But remember, the off-screen crew also looks like toys. And not to mention, in this clip, there are tons of identical Buzz clones that sound exactly like him, even when they're out of character.
I can't believe that's the 5th time. That guy in.
Which implies they are real toys, but toys don't eat. And
Toys don't eat.
Why is Rex so big compared to the monsters? Monsters are supposed to be bigger than humans, and much bigger than toys. And why do the bugs look tiny compared to Buzz, even though Woody was shown to be the exact same size as an ant? And why is this bird a mechanical robot when everyone else is a talking living thing? And wait. If they're just supposed to be actors pretending to be fictional characters, why does Buzz call Woody out of character?
What? What are you laughing about? Huh? Real funny, Woody.
Like, wouldn't Woody's actor have a different name that Buzz would call them when they aren't acting?
What?
Okay.
What's so funny? Woody! Huh? Darn it, Woody!
None of these bloopers make any goddamn sense. And
They
the fact that
really
they don't
don't.
make any sense doesn't make any goddamn sense. Because the creators clearly went out of their way to add details to clarify the lore of this metaverse world, while also going out of their way to add details that directly contradict what they've set up. Like, literally.
Like, you never know. Maybe maybe Pixar intentionally did this, and you never know. That's what theories are for. You never know, but you just think about it. Like, maybe they intentionally did that, or maybe they did it. I can just imagine Pixar just looking at these theory videos, are like, maybe we can work off of that. Like, they like, it's not on purpose. Maybe it is. Again, that's what theories are for. I'm liking this, and I get why you guys wanted me to watch this.
Literally in the same shot, they're contradicting themselves. If they're not bugs, then just make the crew human, or just don't show the crew. You can't have both. Okay. So
Bro's freaking out.
I think the answer to
Calm
this
down.
is obvious. This is all just bullshit. It's a kids movie. They were just making random shit up. And I've wasted
Going right back down to
overthinking
earth.
This. I acted all cocky in the beginning of this video, like, oh, I've discovered this amazing
Straight
new
back down
evidence
to
that
earth.
no one was smart enough to even consider. But the reason why people don't consider these bloopers is because they don't make any fucking sense. And they only made 3 of these tiny little segments. We haven't gotten another blooper in 22 years.
That is
There
true.
is not nearly enough content here for
Imagine,
me to make a proper
just one more
theory.
blooper.
And even what we do have is full of contradictions. This whole video has been pointless, and I should just scrap it and work on something else. But then I got that itch again.
Down the rabbit hole.
Believe me, I wanted
This is interesting
to scrap
so
this
far.
video and work on something else, but I couldn't shake the feeling that there must be something somewhere out there that gives us just another glimpse of this behind-the-scenes metaverse world. So I kept searching and searching everywhere I could think of. The Pixar Wikipedia, the Disney Plus spin-offs and short films. I even watched fucking Mater's Tall Tales, and there was still nothing I could use.
Why'd you say that
But
like it
then
was bad?
I realized I was looking in
awesome.
the wrong place. Pixar always re-releases their movies on DVD, and a lot of these DVDs have special features and bonus content like creator interviews, deleted scenes, old promotional material, and most importantly,
Yeah,
the
he
blooper
going down the
segments.
rabbit hole.
If there's more Metaverse content out there, I bet you it's on these DVDs. So I bought as many DVDs
I
as
have
could
a lot
find
of them
and started
too.
looking through every single menu item until I found a little something called character interviews.
We've arranged to go live via satellite to the stars of Toy Story, Woody and Buzz.
What?
Hello.
The Toy Story, A Bug's Life, Finding Nemo, and The Incredibles
What?
DVDs all feature character interviews.
What?
Thank you for letting us in on the set.
Hi. Hello. This is a set for Andy's room. It's where all us toys live in the movie.
Oh, well, you know, we really shouldn't give too much away.
These are interviews with the animated characters talking with real live-action humans trying to promote their movies.
Come see Toy
Yeah, they do that sometimes.
This is 100% in the same metaverse as the bloopers, and we now
Oh
have
my.
almost 15 minutes of new content to analyze. So,
Oh my
let's
god,
begin.
here we go.
So immediately, there's a lot of similarities between these interviews and the bloopers. Like the bloopers, the interviews also act like what we are seeing is not animated. It's being filmed by actual film equipment and cameras.
Oh my gosh, is that a camera? Hi, I'm Dory.
And again, even though the characters are presented as actors behind the scenes, they still have the same names as the characters they play.
My name is Flick, and I guess you could say I'm the hero of the picture.
This will get them into the theaters in droves.
Buzz, it's not true.
Now, the Toy Story, Bugs
That
Life,
is
and
weird.
Finding Nemo interviews don't really tell us anything that we didn't already know, but the
Imagine
Incredibles interviews
if
are
they-
very, very interesting.
May I say that it's an incredible pleasure to be here?
Unlike the other interviews, these aren't disconnected video calls. The Incredibles are actually in the room with the live-action human interviewer, which is very weird and uncanny looking.
Nancy, I love that outfit.
Thanks. Elastigirl, good to see you. You look great.
But even stranger, when asked about being in these movies, the Incredibles have a very different response.
Now that you have finished filming The Incredibles, are you looking forward to getting back to your regular life and settling down a little bit?
I didn't really make the movie. This whole movie is a cartoon, you know?
It's a cartoon. It's a computer-generated, exaggerated thing.
Unlike every other instance of the Pixar Metaverse, The Incredibles claims that their movie actually is animated.
No, it's a cartoon. It's animated.
Man, I'm not in the movie. It's a cartoon. Do I look like a cartoon to you?
They are very insistent that The Incredibles movie is
I thought they were
just a
about to say
cartoon
that's
that
just
they
our
didn't even
life,
act in.
but
it was just something inspired by their real
what?
lives.
I mean, I didn't really do anything. I mean, they paid
Yeah.
me a fee to use elements of my life story.
We just gave Pixar permission to be inspired by, I guess is a legal term, our lives.
Which is weird, because they are clearly cartoons.
And they're clearly
especially when
there.
compared to the real-life human interviewers in front of them. They even acknowledge this in the interviews.
Do I look like a cartoon to you?
Kinda.
Like, huh? These movies not being animated was the only consistent thing about the metaverse, but now they're contradicting that too.
It's a cartoon. It's animated.
How am I supposed to make a theory about this? I've looked through every possible avenue for more metaverse content and only
It's
found
just-
more contradictions. Look, obviously Pixar puts a lot of time and effort into the world building of these award-winning animated movies, but clearly they don't give a about these bonus behind-the-scenes clips. There's no theory here. I give up. I'm sorry. I can't. Wait a second.
You gotta know the itch.
These award-winning animated movies. Oh my god. How did I miss this? Pixar has been nominated and won many different awards for their movies, but sometimes during the Oscars, guess who presents these awards?
Wow, the Academy Awards.
Oh, they do
Animated
that.
short film are, and the Oscar goes to.
That's right. Characters from Toy
Yep.
Story, A Bug's Life, Monsters Inc., The Incredibles,
I remember that
Cars,
one.
and even Up have all made physical appearances
I can't
at
take
the
that
Oscars.
seriously. A freaking car presenting something.
And I know your immediate instinct is probably going to be to say, oh, come on, these are just cute little gags for the Oscars. They don't count. But why not? Like the
Yeah.
bloopers in interviews, they talk like they're actors in a movie.
Excuse me? Buzz, I had the leading role.
Technically, but I carried the picture.
They even show a character interview for the movie Up.
So what does this nomination mean to you?
Huh? What?
What is that? I will explore it now.
For the love of Pete.
Like it or not, these award shows are
I never
absolutely
knew that.
canon to the metaverse. And the reason why that is such an insane thing is because they are not the only animated characters at these awards.
Shrek, Aaron Warner.
Of course, it's a tremendous.
That's the one I saw as Shrek.
Mom, I've got an Academy Award.
Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius.
Yes, I am now
Wow.
claiming every single non-Pixar character that
what?
shows up alongside the Pixar characters at these awards is now officially a part of the same metaverse. Look, they even interact with each other.
Okay,
Mike
this
and
is
Sully
crazy.
react to losing Best Animated Picture to Shrek, and Lightning McQueen literally talks to Happy Feet.
Whoa, look at you.
This This is
That's-
no longer the Pixar Metaverse theory. This is now just straight up the animated movie Metaverse theory.
Okay,
It's
now
all
I think
canon,
this is
they're
kind
all
of silly
connected.
now. I think you're kind of like, this is kind of silly now. But hold up, let him cook, bro.
All right, so let me pause for a second. I may have just lost a few of you guys there. At this point, you might be realizing that I haven't really done a lot of actual theorizing yet. I've kind of just listed off a bunch of increasingly absurd and contradictory facts. And now I've just gone and connected a million other franchises from other studios. Like what, do I have to buy all their DVDs now too? Well, first off, I'm still gonna mostly just focus on the Pixar characters. Technically, yes, all of these movie characters are now connected in the metaverse, but this is still just a Pixar theory. But more importantly,
Yeah, please, like,
we are
that-
finally done searching
Yeah.
for new evidence, and we are ready to start the theory that I've been building up to for this entire video. And that's because in these award shows is a single clip that can be used to explain every single loose end and weird contradiction in the metaverse. A clip that fundamentally changes our way of viewing this world. The clip I'm referring to is the presentation for Best Animated.
I don't think I'm ready. I don't think I'm ready for this. I don't think I'm ready for this. Oh my god, hold up. Let's talk about this. Yeah, now this is definitely, like, I knew that there was gonna be some crazy stuff in it, but I never knew of the interview stuff. I never knew of, like, the interviews, because I was like, is that the only thing that he has? And then no, and then now like they, and then it goes from like that you know, the bug swallowing a bug, like, but aren't you a bug? And then the toys eating, aren't y'all, you can't eat. And now he brings up the interviews and then them interacting with the real world, and now he says that it hasn't even begun yet. So, oh boy.
Animated short film from the 71st
All right.
Academy Awards.
This thing is so heavy.
Okay.
Hi, we're here to present the award for Best Animated Short Film because we're animated and we are short.
For the first time ever, Flick
What?
refers to the Bugs Life characters as animated.
We're animated.
And at first, this just seems like another contradiction in the massive pile of Metaverse contradictions. But this little piece of information can be used to solve everything. How could Flick possibly be animated if he's physically on the stage at
Yeah.
the Oscars in front of a crowd of real human
Like,
beings?
that don't make
And I'm not
sense.
asking how is this literally done in real life. I know it's all just special effects and none of this is actually real. I'm asking, in the lore of the Metaverse world where all of this is canon, how could this possibly make sense?
Yeah, how?
Could any of these actors be animated when we are shown time and time again that they are real, physical, living
Yeah,
things that can actually interact with the
Is
real world
animated
and
like
require a
not
crew
like
and
what we
equipment
think it
to film
is? Is
them?
that like,
Because we're animated.
is that their
Because
race or
we're
something?
Animated. What does the word animated actually mean?
Yeah.
We assume it means just a fake CGI creation.
Yeah.
But the word literally means full of life.
Full of life.
So here is the actual theory I've been building up to for this entire video.
What?
Every actor we see in the metaverse is animated, but they aren't just soulless computer programs. They are actual living things that can physically exist and interact with the real world. Just like in real life, all the characters were created by Pixar to star in their movies, but in the metaverse, Pixar actually somehow physically brought them to life. This is supported by a little comment Carl makes during his Oscar interview.
What is that? I will explore it now.
For the love of Pete. For the love of Pete.
Carl says, "Ah, for the love of Pete," which is another way of saying, for the love of God. But I think Carl replacing the word God here with Pete is also a sneaky little reference to the fact that the director of Up was also named Pete.
Up, directed by Pete Docter.
So in the
No
metaverse
way.
lore, Carl is essentially saying
His
that
Pete God.
Docter, the director of Up, is his god, aka the person who literally created him and brought him to life. So no, this metaverse is not
That's
a world
crazy.
where all bugs and toys and cars can talk. This is a world where animation studios can literally create life.
They can bring them to life.
Choose. We don't know exactly how this happens. Maybe they were grown in a lab, or maybe it's like Toy Story, where the power of love and imagination brought them to life.
Oh, this is gonna get real morbid.
It does seem like a computer is involved somehow, but I personally feel like it's probably some kind of mix of technology and some sort of Toy Story imagination magic or whatever.
Computers alone did not create Toy Story. Toy Story carries a human spirit that shines even brighter than its computerized glow.
Again, we don't have enough information to figure out the exact mechanics of it, and that's okay. That's not what this theory is about. My theory is that in this metaverse world, Pixar and every other animation studio brings these characters to life and uses them as the cast and crews of their movies. And it's okay if you don't fully believe me yet, because I'm about to show you that this idea can be used to explain every single contradiction in the metaverse.
Okay.
So, let's take a look. First off, how does Slim swallow a tiny bug if he's supposed to be a bug?
I think I swallowed a bug.
Well, he's not.
He's not, he's animated
representation of a bug. And the bug he swallowed is an actual, real bug that made its way onto the Bug's Life set. This also explains why the toy actors need to eat.
I had that bean burrito for lunch.
It's because they're not really toys. Sure, they actually look like them on the outside, but they probably have internal organs and all the same basic needs.
I was about to say, like, when you cut them up. Oh, no,
why do the actors in the metaverse still call themselves by their character names, even out of character?
Woody!
My name is Fred.
That's who they are.
You're right, Woody.
Well, if we're going off of Toy Story logic, when the actors are created, I think they're also given the same beliefs and personality of whatever character they're supposed to represent. It's like in Toy Story 1, when Buzz literally thought he was a real human space ranger despite being a tiny toy.
I'm Buzz Lightyear, Space Ranger, Universe Protection Unit.
You actually think you're the Buzz Lightyear?
It's because he was made to be that character. In fact, this is probably also why Bullseye or the Queen's Aphid, two characters that are meant to be just regular, non-speaking animal pets.
Bullseye, go, 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 go.
Isn't that right, Aphid? Oh, you're such a cute little Aphid.
Still act like pets even when they aren't filming.
Yeah, boy. No, down, Bullseye.
Yeah.
Bullseye, stop, horsey, whoa.
Uh-oh. Towel. I need a towel over here.
It's because this is the belief they were imbued with. And it makes sense because, you know, if you believe you are a character, you're gonna give the most believable performance. Okay, but here's a tough one. How come the bird from A Bug's Life was actually a fake animatronic robot?
Okay. Yeah, why couldn't they just animate the bird?
Pixar can easily bring to life any animated character they want. Why bother building a robot for this scene? Doesn't this kind of disprove my whole theory? Actually, it helps prove it. In A Bug's Life, this bird is a regular, unintelligent, wild bird. All it does throughout the entire movie is just mindlessly attack other bug characters. So, if Pixar was to actually bring this bird to life, it would always have the belief that it's just a mindless wild bird that wants to eat bugs all the time, even when they aren't filming, just like Bullseye or the Aphid,
they would just
which would obviously be way too dangerous for a film set full of bug characters. Hence,
that is
why
true.
They have a fake animatronic bird instead. Starting to all kind of make
good
sense,
to bring
isn't
it. That was good
because
because I was
why
like,
are the sizes of the toys, bugs, and monsters all so inconsistent in the bloopers? Well, if Pixar can create life in any form they choose, there's nothing stopping them from just creating an extra small or extra big copy of a character. In fact, we already know Pixar sometimes makes many copies of the same character.
I can't believe that's the fifth time. What row is that guy in?
And the two instances where we see these size differences are both jokes that rely on the characters being way too big or small.
Hey, Ted! Good morning!
The gag just wouldn't work if they were all the same size. So yeah, I think Pixar just created extra small Bug's Life characters or an extra big Rex just for this one gag. Or honestly, this is probably just the same giant Rex from the opening of Toy Story 3.
Just for that.
Alright, cool. So this theory seems to fix a lot of the weird, small contradictions in the bloopers. But what about the biggest contradiction in the entire metaverse? The one I've been avoiding talking about. I'm of course referring to
the Incredibles.
interviews.
This whole movie is a cartoon, you know?
They paid me a fee to use elements of my life story.
I was paid to allow this fiction to go forward.
Man, I'm not in the movie. It's a cartoon. Do I look like a cartoon to you?
My theory
not
lines
in
up
the
so
movie?
perfectly with everything in the metaverse until we get to these damn interviews where they're like, no, we're not animated, we're not cartoons, we're real people just like you. We weren't even in the movie, it was just inspired by our real lives. And yeah, it probably would ruin my theory if it wasn't a damn lie.
You lying, deceiving bastard! I didn't even realize that!
Frozone claims he's not a cartoon, and the interviewer clearly does not believe him.
Do I look like a cartoon to you?
Kinda.
Because yeah, he's lying. They're all clearly animated characters when compared to the real human interviewers in the room. And the reason they're lying about this is because they're ashamed of the way they were portrayed in the movie.
These characters don't look anything like me or my family. I was never that out of shape. They did exaggerate the weight part.
I'd rather forget the way I am portrayed in this movie. Pull yourself together. I am not abrasive.
I just wish the filmmakers didn't feel the need to exaggerate everything. I'm not saying the film is libelous, but our lawyers are looking into it.
I mean, just listen to how defensive they sound when they're trying to pretend like they're not in this movie.
It's a cartoon.
Yeah, are they
No,
lying?
it's a cartoon. It's animated.
Do I look like a cartoon to you? The Incredibles is a movie.
And the interviewers don't even believe them. They just ignore
What
them and
the-
keep asking questions about them being in the movie. It's really funny.
It's a cartoon.
Okay, you look really pretty great in this movie. I'd put my money on maybe special training?
No, it's a cartoon.
Well, you know what they say, the camera adds 10 pounds.
This whole movie is a cartoon, you know?
There were a lot of scenes that looked quite dangerous in this movie. How'd you pull it off?
The obvious subtext of these interviews is that they are all trying to hide the fact that they are the animated characters that were in these movies. So no, this does not contradict my theory. Okay, so that is my metaverse theory. We now understand what these actors really are, and we've been able to explain every contradiction. There is clearly a consistent internal logic to these clips. But I didn't make this video just to explain away a bunch of inconsistencies and a few random bonus clips. If that's all there was, then I wouldn't have even bothered making this video in the first place. The real reason I am making this theory is to answer a single question. What is the relationship between these living animations and their creators? Now, this may seem like an innocent question at first, but understanding this relationship is key to unlocking the full truth behind the Pixar metaverse. Trust me, you have no idea how dark things are about to get.
I knew it. Like, this is gonna. I knew it. The system is rigged. I knew it. This is
In
gonna
the
get
Toy
real
Story
dark.
movies, the
I knew it.
toys kind of view the kid who brought them to life as a god. At least for the most part. And their entire purpose in life is to make their god happy.
You're Bonnie's toy. You are going to help create happy memories that will last for the rest of her life.
We're Andy's toys, Woody.
We'll be there for him. Together.
Rhino Stew made a great video talking about the religious themes in Toy Story. I highly recommend it. But is this also the case with these living animations created by the studio? Well, that's what I initially thought, but the bloopers paint a bit of a different picture. The actors have lunch breaks.
I had that bean burrito for lunch.
Does this mean we can break for lunch?
Trailers.
I cannot work like this. I will be in my trailer.
Even agents.
Come on, monkey.
That's it. I draw the line at monkey. Get my agent on the phone.
And even other acting jobs that they're able to take outside of the Pixar movies.
What are you gonna do next? Well, I'm up for this villain in a toothpaste commercial. Wow, really? That's great.
And also, the fact that Pixar took the time to build an animatronic bird for A Bug's Life implies that there is some kind of safety requirement on these sets. So, these actors are not slaves. It seems like they have the same agency, free will, and rights that any human actor has, including a reasonable expectation for safety. They probably even get paid, which is good because, unlike in Toy Story, these actors need
What the
food
heck will they
and
do with the
probably other
money?
basic essentials.
Food?
I mean, come on, they're even showing
Houses?
up and winning awards at the Oscars. Their life doesn't seem that bad.
If they've got that kind of food in the green room, I can't wait to taste what they have at the governor's ball.
So yeah, even though they were created by the studio for a specific purpose, it seems like these animations have a lot of say over how they're treated or what they do with their lives. You know, I was kind of expecting like a dark twist where the animations would be horribly mistreated or something, but it kind of seems like everything's okay in the metaverse.
No, it's not.
But then, why do I still feel this itch?
He
Why
said
do I
again.
look at these clips and still feel like there's something
Put some
very,
lotion.
very wrong here? But I checked everywhere. Everything points to them being happy and treated fairly. They have a good life. They
A lot of
even get to
people
accept
can
awards
hide
at the Oscars.
that, like, can just hide all
Wait.
that with a smile.
Do they accept the awards? I mean, yeah, they show up when they're nominated, and sometimes they even get to present the award, so surely they'd be able to accept this great honor if they won, right?
The Academy rules specify that animated characters must remain in their seats. Only real people can accept the award.
The Academy rules specify that animated characters must remain in their seats. Only real people can accept the award. Huh. Is that actually a rule at the Oscars? Like,
Wait,
they'll allow them
why
to present
would they
the awards but
say
not
that?
accept them because they're not quote-unquote real? Oh, I get it. This is just like a funny little joke they're making. You know,
Yeah.
the Oscars, they always got these funny comedians coming up with their funny little jokes like this.
The Academy rules specify that animated characters must remain in their seats. Only real people can accept the award.
Huh. 5 years later, and a different presenter says the exact same thing word for word.
The Academy rules specify that animated characters must remain in their seats. Only real people can accept the award.
It sounds like this actually is a rule at the Oscars. They are saying that even though these animated characters are alive and physically exist in the same world, they still aren't real enough to accept the award for their own movie. Only real people are allowed to do that. And look, I know these presenters weren't actually trying to carefully set up intricate lore for the Pixar Metaverse, but regardless, it's still part of the Metaverse, and I'm gonna use it, intentional or otherwise, because just listen to what they're saying. Animations remain seated. Only real people accept the awards.
real.
Doesn't that just sound like animated characters are
So
viewed
they're
as
not
some kind
real?
of lower class in this world? And
Oh,
even when they
no.
are allowed on stage to present the
Oh,
awards,
no,
we
I
hear
knew
this.
Now, a small favor of the winner. I realize this is your big night, you know, and stepping on the little people is a Hollywood tradition, but please, when you come up to accept your award, just watch your step. Thanks.
They're afraid of real people stepping on them. Like,
I knew
what?
it.
Of course, it's
I
a
knew
tremendous
it.
honor to be nominated with such a prestigious group.
What's the secret of Kells? These are all cartoons. I thought we got nominated like a real movie.
Mr. Fox says, I thought we got nominated like a real movie. He's upset because he wasn't nominated for Best Picture, but instead Best Animated Picture, because he knows in this world, animated movies and animated people are treated as lesser than real movies and real people. You know, which is true in the real world Oscars as well. This gives a whole new context to why The Incredibles were lying in their interviews. They're not just pretending like they're not in the movie, they're trying to pretend like they're not even animated.
Do I look like a cartoon to you?
Kinda.
The Incredibles are lying because of the way animated characters are treated in this
Animated
world.
characters
Clearly not
are
considered
getting
the
a bad
same
rap.
as real people. Okay, so that all paints a pretty bleak
Nah,
picture
I
of
knew
the Metaverse
it.
world.
I said
But
it in the
at least
beginning.
In the bloopers, when they're on a film set, it seems like they're treated pretty well. You know, they've got agents looking out for them and safety regulations. And yeah, that's all true, but now that we have this new context in mind, let's take another look at that Rex clip again.
Hey, Ted! Good morning!
Hey, how was that? Was I scary? Do I get the part? Thank you. Can I do it again?
Rex asks, did I get the part? This is not just an outtake. This is an audition.
Was I scary? Do I get the part? Thank you.
And that's strange, right? Why do they have to audition when they were literally made for the role they're playing? Like, who else would audition for the role of Woody or Buzz, other than the Woody and Buzz they literally created for that role? But remember, they didn't only make one of each character.
Cut. I can't believe this. That's the fifth time. What is that guy in?
We see tons of Buzz Lightyears, all of them alive with Buzz's same voice, even out of character. The only reason I could see them needing an audition process is if Pixar is creating multiple copies of the same character and then forcing them to audition and only one gets chosen. Again, we already know Pixar makes multiple copies of their actors. These blooper characters are most likely just resized copies. Obviously, this giant Rex isn't getting a lot of work after his one scene in Toy Story 3, so it makes sense that he tried an audition to be in Monsters, Inc. And just imagine for a second, if this is true, if you were created with the belief that you are Buzz Lightyear from a Toy Story and created for the sole purpose of being the star of a movie, and then you don't get the part, the part you were literally
Like, then you
created
question
for, the
life,
only reason
like,
why you exist.
this right here.
Yeah, the actors who get cast in top roles all get agents
Like, what
and
do you
trailers and
live
maybe
for
even prestigious
then?
Oscar awards. But what happens to the rest of the actors they created who don't get the part? And again, it's not like they're the same as the Toy Story toys who can just patiently wait to maybe get played with one day. These animations need food and probably all the other basic essentials that all living things need. But it's fine, you know, they don't have to be in Pixar movies. No one's forcing them to do anything. They can
Then what
just
do they
get
do?
a part in something else. But think about it. If you were made specifically for one role and only that role, who would really hire you for anything else?
Yeah.
And it's not like these animations can change
Like,
the way they
you
look
can't
either.
work.
When Giant Rex auditions for Monsters, Inc., he still looks like a plastic toy dinosaur with very obvious hinges.
Yeah, like,
even though
what do
the
you
role
do?
obviously calls for a realistic monster. And no, he doesn't get the part. An actual realistic monster toy actor gets it.
Hey, Ted! Good morning!
And even when they do get other roles, it's something small, like a villain in a toothpaste commercial.
What are you gonna do next? Well, I'm up for this villain in a toothpaste commercial.
Actually, no, he's not even cast in it yet. He's just up for it. But still, the other aliens act like this is the role of a lifetime.
Wow, really? That's great.
Because for them, it probably is.
Yeah, like, they think it's a big deal.
Pixar made hundreds of these tiny alien copies that never return after this scene. A villain in a toothpaste commercial is probably as good as it gets for these guys who are stuck looking and sounding like this forever. It gives a much darker context to this blooper clip where two monsters
I knew
panic
it.
about
This is so
messing up their
morbid.
lines.
Go get him, Mr. Solomon. You idiot. It's Sullivan, not Solomon. What? You're messing up the scene. Sorry. We're never gonna work in Hollywood.
And then it goes back to that.
Keep rolling. You're making it worse.
They are terrified of never working in Hollywood again because they know the studio could easily replace them with an identical copy, and their
Yep.
prospects for finding other roles in this industry are extremely limited. Okay, that sucks, but they don't necessarily need to be actors. Why don't they just get a different job? But
They can't,
remember,
like, what?
this is a world that treats animations as a lower class.
Yeah.
And some of them are tiny animations who have to worry about getting stepped on. What possible role could they serve in a society
I was about to
run by
say,
real
like, what
humans?
can they
The
do
best they could get is
when they're looked
probably
down
working as a
upon?
crew for other tiny Pixar movies, and that's exactly what we see. All the crew members we see in these bloopers are
Yep.
not just random animations. They are characters that we see in the movie they are filming. So either these actors are also working as crew members on the same movie they're
Oh,
in, which
I didn't-
sounds unlikely, or these are the reject copies of actors who weren't lucky enough to get the part. So now their only option is to work as a part of the film crew, which probably pays less and comes with a lot less
That's
perks.
sad.
Does these guys get trailers and agents? Remember when we saw Woody holding the slate while they were filming A Bug's Life?
Let me try to get it. Okay, tail
Was this just a fun cameo, or was this actually one of the many rejected Woody clones who didn't get the part? And even for the lucky animations who do
Dang,
get
he
the
had
part
to
and
make
all the
it
perks that come with it,
sad
what
and
happens
morbid.
after their movie ends? Sure, some will go on to make sequels, but what about the actors from A Bug's Life who never got a sequel? Well, we know exactly what happened to them.
You know, I can't believe that you talked them into making A Bug's Life too.
Oh, I can hardly believe it also. But there's a little baby tiny thing I forgot to tell you.
What's that, Heinrich?
It's not A Bug's Life too.
Well, then what? I don't understand. What is it then?
Oh.
They never got A Bug's Life 2, so the best these former leading actors could get is a small cameo in Toy Story 2 where they're basically the butt of a joke. Actually, wait, these aren't even the same actors from A Bug's Life. They're the extra tiny copies that the studio made just for this one gag and then never used again. These guys are screwed. Also, all of this recontextualizes a lot of the cameos or Easter eggs we see in Pixar movies. Hear me out.
What?
If they're
Oh.
willing to create living animations just for this one tiny gag that's barely visible in the actual movie, then what about the other many Bugs Life toys in the background of Toy Story 2? Are these just lifeless props, or are they actually living animations? I think every time we've seen a toy
I
Easter
think
egg
they're
from another
props.
movie, it's
Hopefully.
actually been one of the many animated copies who are only able to get acting work as a silent background Easter egg. Remember, none of these animations are being forced to do anything. They have their own free will and rights. They don't have to work on the crew or do these demeaning Easter egg roles, but what else can they do? They need money to buy food, but they're made in a way that makes them only useful to the Pixar studio. They've got the system rigged so that no one's being forced to do anything, no laws are being broken here, but they aren't really given any better options. There's even a really distasteful joke that was removed from new releases of the Toy Story bloopers that's clearly a reference to the casting couch.
Prospector, how about you?
And so you two are absolutely identical?
I remember
You know, I'm sure I
this.
could get you a part in Toy Story 3. I'm sorry, are we back? Oh, all right.
That was weird to me.
Lovely talking with you. Yes, anytime you'd like some tips on acting, I'd be glad to chat with you. All right, off you go then.
It's hard not to see the obvious parallels between this and the real-life problems in the film industry. But unlike the real film industry, the actors can't unionize and strike for better rights, because the studios can just create copies of the exact same actor to replace them. That's the insidious thing about these bloopers. They show all of these actors laughing and having a good time on set. Oh, everyone's friends here, but it's all to hide the corrupt reality behind the scenes. That's the itch I've been feeling this entire time. It's probably why the in-universe Pixar Studios' first movie was Toy Story, a movie that more or less shows us how these actors were created. Except Pixar portrays all these toys as happily subservient to the humans who gave them life.
Over in that house is a kid who thinks you are the greatest. You are his toy.
We're Andy's toys, Woody.
We'll be there for him. Together.
They don't mind that this is their whole purpose for existing. They love their humans and would do anything for them. They don't even need food. It's great. You don't need to think about how we treat our animated actors. Look, they're having a great time in the bloopers. They love their life. Look, everyone's joking around. Oh, Woody pranked Buzz. They're all happy. It's great. It doesn't matter. Don't think about it. Don't think about it. And that.
I'm sorry. I got actually really scared. I had to look back. Oh my gosh.
Is the Pixar Metaverse Theory. Pixar Metaverse Theory, okay? I came up with this theory. You gotta give me credit if you want to just restate it in your YouTube videos or your TikToks, okay?
But y'all, oh my gosh. Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. It just kept going and then going and then going. And then I knew that it was going to get real morbid and real sad. I knew it. I knew it. I was just waiting for it. This is why I like theories. Like, even though they may sound like utterly stupid, like, that's what theories are literally for. Like, when you think about it, that's literally what it is. When you think about it, or if, you know, you just have a good theory is like when, you know, you have concrete evidence like this guy did. You gotta have a lot of evidence to support it. It made me believe it. I was like, hold up, like, that was a lot of, I did not know that, especially the interviews. I knew about like the awards and stuff where they add like just animated cartoons. I didn't know that they said that like only real people can accept it. And then when you thought about it on like the bugs on the movie when you know, Buzz Lightyear chops them, like they're really small. But in the movie, like with Woody comes in and just like cut, he's just the same size as them. And then that's copies and stuff. They make copies of them. And then like you get introduced to the bloopers and like Buzz Lightyear says that he needs to eat. And like, oh my god. And then like the dude swallows a bug, but he's a bug. It's so weird. And that's like, I was like, okay. If y'all want me to react to any more theory videos, I probably will, because I think this just reignited that spark again. Like, I didn't think that it would reignite me again, but dude, this was crazy. But yeah, y'all, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and I hope y'all have a blessed day today, and I'll see y'all in the next one. That was sweet.